Well, the New Year's just 2 days away, and some of you are going to try to do a popular New Year's resolution, which is known as Dry January.
It is an entire month that's dedicated to abstaining from any alcohol. But if you're up for the challenge, an Oregon brewery is crafting something that could help you out. Larry Sador is the CEO and co-founder, as well as the master brewer for Crux Fermentation project in Bend, Oregon. He joins us live right now, and good morning.
Good morning, Ken and Travis.
All right. Well, let's talk about why you call it the fermentation project and not a brewery or a brewing company.
Well, I'm a scientist by background, and when I started Crux, I really didn't want to limit myself just to beer fermentation. We've done everything from wine to cider to pretzels to sauerkraut to pickles, you name it. We're all about it.
That's awesome. All those flavors are fun. If I remember right, too, out in Bend, it's the old Amco transmission building, if I remember correctly. So it's a fun spot if you haven't been down in Central Oregon. So you've crafted this IPA, no alcohol in it. So tell us more about the purpose behind this beer and how you made it come together.
Redemption. I worked for the Olympia Brewing Company for quite a while, and we got purchased by the Pabst Brewing Company that had several non-alcoholic labels, and they gave me the task of, you need to produce this. And I made several million cases of really nasty non-alcoholic beers. So I wanted redemption. I wanted to, it was on my bucket list to make a really good non-alcoholic beer, and my sales folks thought I was nuts, and it just transpired from there.
So do you plan to use this method for any other brews other than IPAs, or is IPA the recipe that you have perfected?
Well, I'm thrilled. In fact, I can't even believe how great it is. I didn't think we would be able to achieve this, and so I just last week made a hazy IPA, non-alcoholic beer. So it needs a little more tweaking, but we're going to release that in probably February or March.
Awesome. Well, we're not allowed to drink on the show normally because of the alcohol content. That is not the case this morning. So cheers, Ken.
Cheers.
We're going to give this our own little taste test. What are we should we be expecting to taste when we take a sip of this?
Well, you should get some really good hop aromas when you first take a sniff of it. There's a very healthy batch of dry hop mosaic and citra hops in it. And one of the things you battle with making a non-alcoholic is kind of getting that malt flavor in.
Right.
And so I think we've achieved that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I love IPAs. I drink a lot of the local IPAs that are made around here. And taking a sip of this and getting the aroma, this is good stuff. I would definitely purchase this.
Well, thank you. Do I have redemption?
Redemption. Yeah, you have been fully redeemed.
Yes,
fully redeemed.
It has been achieved. Yes.
What are the big struggles when making a non-alcoholic beer? Because I'm not even a novice when it comes to the craft of brewing. I don't even know really the beginning of it. But it does seem like that you would be missing or needing to kind of work around some essential ingredients to make a non-alcoholic beer.
Well, in this beer, we used all traditional brewing ingredients. But one of the things that most people don't recognize about beer is that fermentation plays a huge part in the flavor of the beer. Hops get all the highlight, malt after that, and yeast is somewhere down the pathway. And so we were able to ferment this beer and without generating a lot of alcohol. So that was the secret ingredient, let me tell you, is 40 years of brewing experience.
Yeah.
Experience is the ultimate teacher.
Well, I hope you don't take offense at this, but I will not be participating in Dry January. I will be going for some of the other stuff, which you do a really good job at as well. I've been down to your place in Bend, and some really, really good beers there.
Well, thank you. Really appreciate it. No offense taken.
Where can people in our area, in the Portland metro area, find any of your beers, whether it's the alcoholic or the non-alcoholic?
Most everywhere. I mean, from, Safeway's a big contributor to Albertsons, Fred Meyer's, New Seasons, Market of Choice. So we're pretty much everywhere. But I have to alert you that when you go in a supermarket and look for non-alcoholic beer, you might have to search a little. Sometimes they kind of it's not in the craft section; it's more in the large beer section.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Good to know. Good
Yeah,
to know.
well,
Good advice.
we'll make sure that we look in the right place because if anybody is going to be participating in Dry January and they want some good non-alcoholic beer, I'm steering them to Crux. So thank you, Larry Sador with Crux Fermentation Project. Cheers, Happy New Year's, and thanks for joining us on AM Extra.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you and your crew.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Well, Crux is located in Bend on Southwest Division Street. To check out their beer selection, go to cruxfermentation.com.